Unbelievable. Well, let's just, hi, how are you? Adam Lefkoe, Curtis Granderson, Jimmy Rollins, and Pedro Martinez. When I tell you that we witnessed a performance that we haven't seen since 1956, I'm talking Don Larson. Blake Snell went up there and faced 24 batters in 8 innings, the minimum that you can face. He had 10 strikeouts. He pitched 8 innings, which he had never done before. This is an all-time performance. His teammates are bowing to him in the dugout. As we are here in left field, we were watching Brewers fans leave this stadium, and then the rally caps came out. But this performance, let's get this, and then in the 9th inning, Pedro, this was unbelievable.
Well, if I see it in a regular game, in the regular season, I'll be impressed. But to be able to see it in the postseason, I mean, it's just something that you cannot even explain. But if anybody is capable of doing something like that, it's a guy like Blake Snell, a guy that can block the noise, a guy that has the best stuff out there for a lefty, especially in the form he is right now. He's like in his 13th outing for the entire season. He is fresh, he's good, and he's lethal for anybody.
That last stat we put up, 9 or more strikeouts, 2 or less hits. The only other guys to do it multiple times, Roger Clemens, Josh Beckett, Garrett Cole, they did it twice. He has now done it 5 times, Jimmy. Blake Snell was unconscious.
He really is. And remember, we've seen him on a big stage. And let's not forget, he grew up in the AL East. So he's pitched in big markets against some of the best players. But remember, in the World Series, we were asking ourselves, why would you take Blake Snell out in that situation when the Dodgers were not putting up any runs, any solid hits? That has continued. He's back on this stage where he likes to be. And as Pedro said, he's in his prime. He didn't pitch all season long, so we started to hit that stretch of where every pitcher goes through the stretch where they're just unbelievable. He's doing it on the biggest stage at the best times, at the biggest times when his team needs him most. But this is historic. We talked about it, how nothing's ever straight. He sets up the pit batters with the pitches in, then he goes away. Once he gets you in swing mode, you're done.
And you know what? Look at him walking off right here. We talked about Freddie being exhausted. He didn't look like he broke a sweat. He didn't look like he was breathing hard. It looked like it was a normal game for him. That was the most impressive thing for me out there.
Scouting report, remember you gave it pregame. He's not as great on the road as he is at home. He went into Philly. He comes here to Milwaukee. Those 2 games, 14 innings, 19 strikeouts, 2 hits.
Who said he wasn't good on the road?
The scouting report. His ERA was 2 or 3 points higher. It was crazy. Let's get to the play that we've never seen before and may never see again. Ooh. A 404-foot ground into double play. We were sitting back there. We're trying to figure out what's going on. Jimmy, what happened?
What chaos. I mean, extreme chaos. But
Muncy shoots one to center.
Happened, and regardless of everything that happened, Teoscar has one job. Tag up and score. Regardless, the umpires, they come in and play for the runners on first and second because they have to decide, do we advance, do we go back and tag, is it a live ball? But as a runner on third, you have one job. That is to tag up and score. And as soon as that ball hits the outfielder's glove, even if it pops out, that's considered the start of that catch. So for him to go, and really he's watching the play. Once you see that ball hits his glove, it doesn't matter what happens. You're supposed to score. Everybody else, you let them, figure it out. But you have to get that one run. You secure one run, and he didn't do that. We've never seen it before. It was definitely confusing to see it hit his glove, hit off the wall, but the umpire was right on it. He was given a safe sign immediately, and Teoscar just got caught, watching the play, and that's something you can't do this time of year.
And what's interesting there, the umpire did make the correct call, but keep in mind in the postseason, you normally don't have an umpire in the left field side of things. There's usually only 4 umpires in a regular season game. For the postseason, you got 6. So once this ball goes to the outfield and the center field does an amazing job trying to bring it back in, as soon as it hits off his glove, like Jimmy said, you can tag in advance. Once it hits the wall, now it's a hit. And that's where everyone got slightly confused. And typically, the umpire that would be making that call would be one of the infield umpires. So you might be able to see him
out there.
But since there's 2 extra umpires, especially the one out in left field, which you're going to possibly see here, that's what makes it a challenge right there. But to your point, Jimmy, once you tag, you just got to go.
Just go.
Even if it's caught or even if it's bobbled, as soon as it's touched, it's either a hit or it's a sacrifice fly, and you got to keep going. And check the umpire out right here.
Great job.
He's in great position.
Great position.
And Jimmy, you pointed this out. If you're the runner on second or even the runner from first to second, you don't see that umpire, so you don't know exactly what the call is. So for them, I give them a little bit of grace there. They didn't know. They had never seen this play happen. They thought it was a catch. because he ended up with the ball in his glove.
And if it's done correctly, it ends up Teoscar scores. Bases are still loaded again if everybody advances and it's 2 outs. That's probably how it should happen. But no matter what happens, if you're the runner on third and that situation happens, the outfielder goes back. Your job is to tag up and score. Let everything else happen behind you. And he didn't do that. And it almost cost him.
Yep.
It almost cost him.
But you know what? The good thing is, the good news,
What's that, Pedro?
the Dodgers win. So they're going to rethink the play later on, even though for everybody at home, that's why you watch a good postseason game, because every single game has a different DNA. Only us, humans, have different DNAs. Every baseball game is the only thing that looks like us, has their own
Unique.
DNA.
Yeah.
So that's why it's important to watch. But this is something that we did not expect to see. I have never seen it happen in my long career. Rightfully so. If you saw some of the runners kind of confused on the play, it's because we never seen this kind of play.
Well, speaking of DNA, we know that we need to figure out who your daddy is. so who are the nominees for Pedro Martinez's daddy? Here we go. We got Polanco and Julio from the early game in Seattle, Freeman and Snell.
This is going to be tough,
That's
man.
some good daddies.
This is going to be tough. Let me get my swab out for you. Let me get that.
Yeah, right. That ninth inning, we almost had changed all of the daddies. What a night. We have much more to break down. We are live from American Family Field in Milwaukee. A furious comeback, a survival. Dodgers up 1-0.